Hello, folks. We're live. I'm in Louisiana with Louisiana Beer Reviews. This is Joker's Wild Wednesday. Beverage Rambles in Georgia. Bumpy Road Brews is in New Hampshire, and James P. Madonna is in New Jersey. And so here we go with Joker's Wild Wednesday.
Joker's Wild Wednesday is back. And now I turn it over to Ronald J. Cheerio.
Hello, everybody. I have a beer tonight that's pretty well known, and it comes from Michigan, which is a state that most people are aware of. And it is called Bell's Hop Slam.
You got the great deal from Mr. Dave.
The great deal from Mr. David Garlipe. But this is the year, this year they started selling these in the tall cans, 16 ounces. If I was in Europe, it would be 16.9 ounces, but okay. This is a 10% alcohol beer. So it's very strong, and it tends to be a little on the high side, but you know, these craft beers are expensive. And but David found a 4-pack, multiple 4-packs. He bought many 4-packs of this beer at a local store near the Mississippi River, and it was 98 cents a can. $3.99 for the 4-pack. $3.99 for the 4-pack. So he bought multiple. He bought multiples. All right. So here we go. I'm going to pour it, and then I'm going to do a screen share. I'll pour some of it. So I believe, have you had Hop Slam, John?
I've had Hop Slam before, Ron.
Bumpy Road has, at least. Now, when I first had this years ago, it seemed pretty hoppy and it had a lot of power, you know. Then something happened, like it seemed like it had lost its vigor, you know, like it wasn't that hoppy, and I don't know. I said, what's going on with this beer? And then this year, I've been drinking on it, thinking on it, and it looked like it came out blast and it's ready to battle. So I'm happy. I'm happy. And I'm
Happy and hoppy.
Happy with the hoppiness. Okay. Happy and
happy.
Now let's do I'm gonna do the screen share. Oh well, we'll come back to that. Let everybody give their preliminaries. So that's what I'm drinking. Now Jean-Pierre's busy, you know, he's on the phone and whatnot. He's getting ready to travel, so probably the airline calling to say his flight's canceled. But
Was it Pterodactyl Airlines from the Flintstones?
I don't. I don't think it's pterodactyl. I think it's Rodan Airlines.
Man, what is it? A big dirigible like the Hindenburg, and they're going to float him over the over. Where's he going?
When it flies, when it flies, the wings are fixed, and it just goes like a jet.
Yeah. So is he going to visit? He's going to visit family. He's flying north.
Yeah, to New Jersey. Okay, well, we'll get back to him. So,
Oh well.
but Rodan Airlines, they're pretty fast, but I think they always say they shouldn't get close to volcanoes. But anyway, now
Rodan. That's right.
All right. Well, the beer that I'm bringing comes from Aslan Brewing Company. They're out of Alexandria, Virginia, which Alexandria, Virginia was one of the locations of The Walking Dead. That's one of the houses is in Alexandria. This beer is a 4.0% American lager called Old Town American Lager, and says lager than life. Yeah, like I said, 4% ABV. Let's go ahead and give this a pour.
now is it spelled TOWN or TOWNE?
TOWN. And old is spelled OLD.
Okay.
So it's an Old Town American lager. It doesn't say that it's an adjunct lager, so I think it's just a very light, no adjunct type lager, but it is a yellowish kind of that crackery. What do they normally call that color?
Citrus.
Like grayish yellow.
Well,
lemon
it's
yellow,
got like a slight yellowish hue, but I think they call it can't think of it right now.
Like citrine. It's like a citrine.
Yeah, it's
Acro.
crackery. It's
Acro lemon.
very light color. It does have a very small white head on it. Effervescence, you can see that pouring right up through, so that's good. But it does have a haze to it. You can see through it, but there is like an unfiltered haziness.
Yeah,
it's like dirty water. Hey, that's what I was thinking of. Hey, they call it.
Color.
Hay yellow.
Hey, I've seen hay.
Yeah.
Or straw.
H
Or
A
straw, yeah. Hay or straw. Yeah.
straw.
And that's what the beer looks like. It does have some good scents to it, so we'll get back to that when it comes around. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. Cheers to you. Hey, I see some straw.
Wonder what would happen if, while making lager, if they put a piece of log that's been floating in a river for a long time in the barrel, so it will be a true lager. I wonder what would happen. Anyway, speaking of lagers, what I brought is Jack's Abbey Craft Lagers, family owned and operated. This particular one is an amber lager, but it's not so amber. It's dark. It's called Shipping out of Boston, and it's actually what I like is they have everything on the website. 5.3% ABV, and available year round. Shipping out of Boston celebrated the rich and storied manufacturing history of New England. We built this beer with local ingredients inspired by the factories that were once world suppliers. It is a malty, sweet, and lightly hoppy amber lager that pays homage to the past while manufacturing a bold future. Yeah. Little violin playing. They should pay homage to Ronald J. Theriot and his Joker's Wild Wednesday. And I will pour it.
Don't even bother selling any of their beer in Louisiana. So
Yes, it's not from Rhode Island. It's from Massachusetts. Wink, wink, nod, nod. What? Pre-employment
yeah,
people?
okay. Oh, pre-employ. Oh, well, I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know. All I know is as long as your employer doesn't make you wear Depends, so you don't have to take bathroom breaks, that would be a real sweatshop. Anyway, as you can see, gentlemen, it is darker than what you would consider amber, which I'm happy about. It's like almost like a black lager. Almost not quite that dark, but what? Yeah, really good description. Yeah, they all play violin, and very thick head. All right, thick and lathery, like Barbasol. And
I know a few thick heads, but they're not beers. They're
yeah,
humans.
yeah, yes. Ah, you have $60. You very handsome in my salon. You don't have $60. You not so handsome anymore. That's the oh, is that the head you're talking about? No. It has
No, I
a
said thick heads. You know, people that are like
oh
meathead,
thick
like
headed people. So I should say sudsy, like a car wash. Like the song.
Well, we're
Well,
gonna come back to it for an in-depth thing. We'll
yeah.
come back to
Well,
in-depth.
yeah, we might. Okay, back to Ronald, because until Jean Pierre gets off the phone.
John is out somewhere doing whatever. Okay, now so I'm gonna do the screen share. He'll just have to catch up with the program. Now so I have put the beer. You can see it orange like a certain orangey. Who loves ringing that bell?
Oh, Orangey's doing it now.
No, but she does it at sometimes 1 in the afternoon, so 1 in the morning. Okay.
She's yeah. Female cats are very pushy.
It smells pungent. It smells like an intense set of grains and yeast and hops. So we're going to do the screen share and show this for a moment. It's not that complicated on their website, tell you the truth. Their website is just I don't have the same glass that they're using. I mean, I do have a glass like that actually, but I'm not using. Okay, starting with 6 different hop varietals added to the brew kettle and culminating with a massive dry hop addition of Simcoe. Bell's Hop Slam possesses the most complex hopping schedule in the Bell's repertoire. And I believe this was introduced in 2004. Flavor profile: huge citrus, floral, and fruit hop notes, grapefruit, stone fruit, and floral aromas, all from hops. Beer info: selected specifically because of their aromatic qualities, these Pacific Northwest varieties contribute a pungent blend of grapefruit, stone fruit, and floral notes, a generous malt bill, and a solid dollop of honey. See, they add honey to this. A little bit unusual. Provide just enough body to keep the balance in check, resulting in a remarkably drinkable rendition of the double IPA style. 10%. They use water, barley malt, hops, house ale yeast, Michigan honey. And it has 294 calories per 12 ounces. So I have 16 ounces. So this is a real good weight gainer. 65 bitterness units. So sold in cans and draft, no bottles. Recommended glassware, a snifter. Well, I'm not using that tonight, but I do have snifters. Okay.
Is that one of them look like Jeff Bezos' spacecraft? One of those diagrams. But anyway.
Okay, we'll get back to you. to you, Jean. Jean was off. You'll have to catch up. All right, now, so well, don't worry. We're gonna do the Yingling now, the traditional. Now, oh, it's so intense, and this beer is old. This is not a fresh IPA. Yes, the hoppiness level is nearly 5 out of 5 hop cones. Not so much. Well, not that high, but let's say 4 out of 5 hop cones, 4 and 5 bitterness units. Sweetness. It's very sweet. If you don't like sweet beers, don't drink it, don't buy it, and don't try it because you're going to hate it. It's sweet grains, and they have honey added. So even more of it.
So, Jay, this is more of an Imperial IPA, right? This is an Imperial IPA?
Well, a double. They're calling it a double.
A double dry, okay.
Now, you've had it before, Jean?
Never had it, and I like Bell's stuff, but I only get the Bell's Two-Hearted Ale and what's the other thing from Bell's? The Kalamazoo Stout and the Oberon Ale I've had from them. Yeah, but
now, if you saw this 4-pack for $3.99, would you buy it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Silly question. All right.
For review purposes only, of course. Again, everybody, review purposes.
All right.
10%. That's away. Woo, woo. Danger. But review purposes only.
And as we all know, Jean is big on drinking a lot each week. All right. So cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, just a lot of
Cheers.
A lot of hops, a lot of sweetness. Like I said, a lot of bread, but it's pale. It's not dark. A lot of fun, a lot of honey. Now, if you drink one of these, you might start getting exuberant, talking too much about, like, I don't know, some coal miner strike in 1892 or something. People would be like, "What do you drink?" But now, if you drink 2, you're just asking for trouble. It's like you're going down a bad road. Don't do it. It's heavy bodied. If you like light beers, yeah, this is heavy bodied. It's thick. It's sticky. The finish is sticky and semi-sweet. I mean, I couldn't even drink 2 of these. I'd be like, but it's all right, sort of like a liqueur type of beer thingy, what they call that. I like it a lot. I love it a lot. And now I'm going to Jean, because he was second in line, but he's going to do a little catch up.
Hey, guys, I'm sorry about that. I had to take this call from Mom about some things. I am drinking the Yingling Traditional Lager, the flagship beer of DG Yingling and Sons at a pint. I got two more cans. Here it is, 4.7% ABV. 4.5, excuse me. Sorry about that. Same sort of rich amber color and medium body flavor with roasted caramel malt for a subtle sweetness and Cascade hops. The Kansas City Express. Woo-hoo! Born from a historic recipe that was resurrected in 1997. As we all know, this is the flagship beer. Anybody could get this. I think it's available in 30, right? I think that if I look at their count, I think it's 29 states now. So 29 states. I think that with their partnership with Molson Coors, they're trying to push the beer further out west. As George would like to say, east of the Rockies, west of the Rockies, on his show Coast to Coast AM. I do listen to it. So they're trying to push it west of the Mississippi River. So I know Texas has it. So they're trying to further their location. So I get this a lot at the bars when I go to. They have this on tap. It is excellent on tap. 12 IBUs, of course. Of course, this beer made its way here when I guess their partnership with when they bought the Stroh's Brewery in 1998. Obviously, they made their way further to the south. I think it made its way in Georgia in 2007. And then when I lived in Mobile, it made its way in 2008. That's when I had moved there 2 years before that. So, yeah, it's
and when I used to go on road trips, when I was on road trips, when I would pass through Mobile, I would pick up 12 packs of like Yingling Black and Tan.
Yep, Yingling Black and Tan was the thing to get. So sorry about that, guys. I just had something was just right there. So I have. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, so the 4 daughters now running the company. 141 calories, 12 carbs. They said they have a 16-ounce reclosable pint, only sold in Texas, and a 15-pack, 16-ounce reclosable pint, also sold only available in Texas. So, but yeah, always been a good standby beer to have. And you look at the price. I was at this grocery store the other day. At the pack store the other day when I got the 16 pint cans. But I remember going to the package store about maybe back in middle of August. Me and my brother, I was at his place, and I purchased this. And for a 12-pack versus for Budweiser, I was like very impressed with the price. I mean, the price was like only maybe $1, maybe $1.50 less than paying for Budweiser. And I think that's always been the thing that they've tried to do is make the beer as very affordable, reasonable versus their brands. And I know during when Budweiser was bought out by AB or bought out by InBev, Dick Yingling as well as Jim Cook. Boston Beer Company, they were all talking about, look at those guys over there. They sold, we're American owned, this and that. And of course, if you drive around the interstate, certain places, especially for me, they always talk about, American owned, always have and always will be, kind of putting a dig at Budweiser, and all these other companies that were owned by these foreign companies about Yingling. And always ran as like a small mom and pop, small business.
You want me to
say it again?
It
Yeah. So they've always made it seem like this and that. We're American owned. We're not bowing down to the corporate guys. But
Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Pottsville, Pennsylvania, Stroh's Brewery, also which they bought out in Tampa, Florida. So again, Molson Coors now under their distributorship, not ownership. Their family says no, we're not selling. We're going to keep it as is, and we're going to run it. With us, the 4 girls, 4 daughters, or the great granddaughters, or great granddaughters, great granddaughters of the Yingling family. This has always been an enjoyable lager. I've always had this almost every single time on draft, on the bottles and whatnot. It's just a superb beer, and nothing has changed about it. The flavor is still great, just at a great value. And I've bought this at times at a couple of little get-togethers when I lived in Mobile. I didn't get the side eye, what's this here? Because everybody loves Bud Light and Miller Lite and whatever, and so. But this okay. But anyway, good beer, good lager. So I'll have my score coming up shortly.
Okay, thank you very much.
Cheers. This is a very lagery show.
Yes, it is.
Are you feeling lagered down?
All right, except for me.
Except for him. Yeah,
but
it's about to go down, Mr. T.
This is hoppy and very complex, Ronald's product.
I wish I could be like the cool kids. Okay.
Got the Old Town American Lager, 4% from Aslan Beer Company out of Alexandria, Virginia.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it looks like a light and fizzy, except it is unfiltered. It's got that kind of dirty look to it. And if you're thinking like pre-prohibition lagers, this very well may have been what you may have found in the pub.
It's a suburb of DC.
Yeah,
Alexandria.
it's very it's got a lot of crackery notes to it. It's got some kind of like light bread. There's a high amount of hoppiness to it with like lemon and floral notes. It's got this dirtiness. It really has this kind of dirtiness to the aroma. So cheers.
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 It is light and crisp
Feel
on the
dirty.
palate. I wouldn't call it clean. It still kind of has that kind of something to it that's not like very clean. It is crackery. It is bready, but it's kind of bready in the aspect that I'm not sure how many people have ever milled grain before. But when you mill grain, it creates a lot of dust, and that's like all the starches and stuff from the milled grain. And if you get any of it in your mouth, you kind of have this chalky feel, but it kind of has like a slight sweetness, a little bit of like a breadiness. That's kind of that dirty breadiness that this brings. There is a kind of moderate bitterness for a very low ABV Pilsner or lager. It seems to be kind of lemon forward up front, so kind of citrusy. It kind of ends in this floral-esque note. So that's basically it. I mean, it's drying to the palate. It's very low ABV. It's got a lot more flavors than what you'd expect from a 4%er. But then you look at price point, and price point, this is something like $14 for a 4-pack. So a bit more than what you might pay for a 4-pack of PBR. So
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. $15 for a 4-pack?
something like that. 13, 4. You got it for $9 there?
That reminds me of the same price for the solid gold lager from Founders.
Dang. I've been ripped off.
Well, I'm looking at their website, Jess.
Yeah, they
Right,
just
it
started.
says
We just
sometimes-
started getting them up in New Hampshire.
Yeah. I like their little what is this? It looks like that cologne that they always got on TV.
Old Spice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the Old Spice writing. Yeah, the font style, actually.
But I would not recommend using this lager as a replacement for Old Spice and then going to work.
I like the Old Spice commercial where the mother-in-law is always using her son-in-law's Old Spice, and she's always over the house, and then he gets pissed off. That's the new thing now. The mother-in-law, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe I paid $13.99 for this 4-pack.
Oh no.
So
Well, you got to give these craft breweries credit. They really are trying to say, hey, listen, we're going to make these light lagers, these lagers that y'all usually buy, from the buds and the bushes and whatnot, and make them taste like they were back in the day. And they taste great. And I've had a few of them, like the Creature Craft, the craft lager. I thought it was really good. But if I'm have to pay for that price for a 4-pack or a 6-pack for $12, $9, I'm like, or $10.
Yeah, even at $9, you can get a whole 12-pack mean, given that they're 12-ounce cans versus 16-ounce cans of PBR around here for $9.99 for a whole 12-pack.
That's what I will pick.
Oh, wow. Nice.
But that's the difference between using adjuncts and not using adjuncts as well. You know, it's a little bit more pricey for grain versus cereal grain.
Right. But now, to be fair, you can get a 12-pack of Michelob, no adjuncts, Michelob original, no adjuncts, 12-pack bottles for $14.99. $14.99. Right.
That's $15.99 for me here in Georgia for the Michelob and the Michelob Light.
We only get the Michelob Light and the Michelob Ultra, unfortunately.
Michelob
That I
Light.
can find.
That is
crying.
a stinker. That is a stinker. That's a stinker.
that's
All right,
crying.
now Jason Dunn, live from New Jersey. Live from New Jersey. Back from a trip
Howdy,
where he showed various.
I say, howdy, partners, howdy. I'm from New Jersey. I just want to say good morning, Masumi. Good morning to you. It is now
Good morning, Masumi. Good morning, Masumi.
8:58 a.m. Thursday. 8:58 a.m. Thursday in Tokyo. So good morning. All right, now back to this. Shipping out of Boston, amber lager, but it's pretty dark. And
Yeah, that's the darkest amber I ever saw.
oh, I inhaled it. Excuse me. Oh, it opened up my sinuses though. Excuse me. My nose trying to smell something got too close to it. My nostrils. My proboscis. Oh man. Oh. Whew. All right.
Now you're gonna need one of those glass pipes you were showing on
Oh, the carburetor pipe with the bug eyes on the side. That's not mine. That's my brother-in-law and sister. Well, the aroma. I do get the usual, the yeast, the hops, the malt, but it's a very light aroma. Maybe because it's not a flavored lager beer, but it makes up for it in flavor and drinkability by a long shot. What I like about this, it's very strong in all of the areas. The bready, brown, dark, whole grain bread of the maltiness, the hops, and it's very well balanced. Also, aside from being strong in all of the areas, that's what I like about it. It's not weak like many other products, many other lagers. It's like I said, it's unflavored, so you're not getting a strong citrus aroma or flavor. You're not getting any complexities like what Ronald Terrio explained about his beer, but what I love about it is the prominence of all the ingredients being strong, being out there, not weak, and being well balanced all at the same time. This is an outstanding lager, comparing it to all lagers. And the second link that I posted is their product line, which is interesting. You're welcome, Masumi. They have a interesting product line. Pride and Parquet, Hoppy Lager. Then there's another Hoponius Union. hoppy lager, a little bit more alcohol. And then there's one called is a Pilsner's called Post Shift. Okay. Then there's blood orange wheat lager. That's interesting. Less alcohol, but interesting. And then they have one called House Lager, which is about the same amount of alcohol. Then they have the last one, Smoke and Dagger Black Lager. Now this is interesting. They have that. That's the last product that is displayed in their product line.
They have another one that's not listed apparently because they do have an Imperial Pilsner as well. That's like 8%.
Oh, but they don't have it listed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. They don't. Interesting product line, family owned, brewed in breweries in Massachusetts. And I just want to add a commentary to Jean-Pierre is another good reason why the Yinli family does not want to sell is that the brewery is a historic landmark, being America's oldest brewery. And for that reason, I wouldn't sell it. Because like I said,
it is the oldest. It's been around.
It is the oldest. So just for that reason alone, it's definitely a landmark. I wouldn't sell it for that reason. Other reasons, they could sell it. But anyway, that's it. Outstanding. They call it an amber lager. I would say it's the best amber lager. Is that a ship leaving the port, leaving Gloucester?
Oh, you heard that? That was my phone vibrating.
Oh, I thought it was one of the commercial fishing boats.
No, it was a spam call coming in. I canceled it.
Spam. Speaking of spam, is your Aldi's about to open up, Ronald?
Well, I drove by there this morning and I see they had the lights on inside and it was just empty. It was like a big old huge empty building. So I said, now they got to add all the aisles, the shelving. The exterior is pretty much done. So
they're close.
Yeah, they're getting close. Yeah. And so, but I've been riding by there every day. And it went from a pile of dirt. Now it's like the whole thing says Aldi on the side. They got all the parking lot lamps out there and the landscaping they're starting to put. So they got Parquet Pride. Wow. Yeah, I'm showing all the beers they have. Oh, look at all these.
Oh, woo!
They make Oktoberfest beer. Very nice.
Oh, look, I didn't even. How come you're like a magician, man? All these other products appear for you. Look at this. Yeah. Red Tape, Copper's Legend, Ray Catch.
It's the Boston Rising. That's the 8%er. If you go down one more.
Oh, man. That's Zuckerberg trying to keep me from seeing everything. Boston Rising. There we go. Double hoppy lager. Yeah, so they do have an interesting product line.
Then they have Keller beers. They've got German style porter Keller beer, Maybach, Munich Fest, Ratskeller.
My Bach, your Bach,
everybody's
Bach. Yeah.
They got specialty drops, pre-prohibition, co-pilot, export, Fire on the Rocks and the Ham. Fire Rocks and the Ham. Co-pilot Chill Haze. They've got King Tut's Gold, Bella Lago, Destination Argentina.
Jeez.
They got Pineapple, Guava, Pelican, Raspberry.
Very impressive. Look at this. Oh. Iceland. Can't even read it.
So these are more malt beverages than anything, right, James?
Jolabach, Imperial
No,
Rye.
no, you get a good balance of the hops too. I love it. I mean, but now that I'm seeing just how many products they have for this family-owned company, very impressive. Yeah, that's incredible. What do you think, Ron? That's a pretty big product line.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. We can get 0% of that line in Louisiana. Now, if the only thing that would bother me or worry me
Yeah.
is if Jack's Abbey started using Tony Curtis as their spokesman, and then they were having a beer called if Tony Curtis was a spokesman and they had a beer called the Boston Oh, I'm not gonna say it. All right.
No, I almost drank the Boston Strangler when it went up my nose, cut my air supply off.
Yeah.
But you know,
Bernie it was his real name Bernard Schwartz, right? Before he changed it to Tony Curtis.
Right.
His real
Bernard
name was
Schwartz.
Bernard Schwartz. That figures.
He must have been Presbyterian. All right.
Yeah. That's why he got parts in Hollywood.
How to Succeed in Business, him and Burt Lancaster. That's a good movie. How to Succeed, whatever that was. Some movie about him. He was a talent agent in New York City. Him and Burt Lancaster was in that movie. That was good.
Burt Lancaster did a strange movie where, you're right, Tab 2120. You're right. He did a movie that was odd where he was swimming laps in everyone's in-ground pool in Beverly Hills or in LA or whatever, wherever he was. It was really a strange movie.
Well,
Sweet smell of success.
We're going to do this now, and I'm glad. Oh, the sweet smell of success.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's the name of the movie. Burt Lancaster and Tony Curtis. Yeah.
Oh man.
I appreciate Bumpy Road, James, of course, the old Stout Sunday, super reliable Jean H. Pierre.
Oh, he drinks that early?
Agreed to send. He tries to emulate me.
He tries to. Well, you're his mentor, right? No, not mentor.
I'm like mentor. I'm like mentor. I'm like mentor on the television series Shazam. But
now, speaking of Shazam, over on TikTok, BC always goes topless. He has no shirt on over on TikTok. I don't know why, but
that's good.
Maybe he gets all, from all the chicky poos he talks to. I notice maybe he gets temperature goes up. So anyway, so we've got some good products. So now it's time.
Right, and I'm just trying to adjust these little windows here, and yeah, right. Aldi owns Trader Joe's. Aldi owns Trader Joe's. Let's say it again. Aldi owns Trader Joe's.
Okay. Trader Joe's, and they're related. Yes, but Aldi's has a lot of German products that are quite good, like their Braunschweiger, low price, and big tube of liverwurst, Braunschweiger, and their prices are very low. When it's open, I'll send you a list of things to look out for, to take a look at, for your own.
In case y'all don't, and in case people don't realize, Aldi stands for Albrecht Discount. Albrecht Discount. All discount. Aldi.
Aldi is Albrecht Discount?
Albrecht Discount.
So there, that must be the reason why they have so many German products. Their last name is Albrecht.
They were founded in I think it was Essen, Germany, in the 1940s by two brothers, the Albrecht brothers, and they expanded across Germany. And then the brothers, instead of having a big argument with each other, they divided the company into two spots. Northern Germany was Aldi North, and Southern Germany was Aldi South. And so, but they just reunited the two old men. You know, they're gone now, but they just reunited the two divisions into one big Aldi corporate global family. But Albrecht, that's the people, Albrecht, and then they bought Trader Joe's from Mr. Joe. All right. Anyway,
Yeah, Joe passed away.
So
It was a
Lidl,
real- yeah.
So Lidl is also under the same guidance of Aldi's, right? Lidl.
oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about Lidl.
Yeah, Lidl's a great market, and I could get a lot of good beers, good wines, but a lot of good beers there. Got their Compass something IPA. I had tried their Czechs, which is their big, their sort of kind of knockoff of Beck's and Peroni. Their Czech style Pilsner. They got Perlanger, Perlenbacher, I think it
Right.
is.
Aldi has their own version of like Beck's called
Brenz, I think it is, or Hot.
I don't know.
Or something.
Yeah, Brenz. Yeah, Brenz. And then Walmart had their own version called Bocalt.
Right.
All right.
Remember
Now,
that?
now here's the part where we do the scores and the promos because Jesse is being very patient, but he has to go do a liquor and beer
That's it.
pairing. And you know how that goes. Okay. I'm going to try to catch up with the comments in a little bit. So I like this beer. I especially like the fact that my friend David gave me, that means he just gave it to me.
It tastes better
They-
when it's free.
I noticed when I go to a restaurant, somebody else pays for it. It always tastes so much better. But anyway, but
All that.
but
My pocket.
it's really
Oh.
good. No, it is good. And I'm going to score it. I'm going to score it really high.
I'm sorry.
Sean made my cough come back.
I'm sorry.
Oh, and Sean was very nice. He came to my house and he even sat in my backyard and did beer reviews with me. All right. So I'm going to go 98 out of 100. I really like this beer. I recommend it, but you're not going to find it for that kind of price. I mean, let's get, real. But and so as far as promos, tomorrow morning at dawn, I've got something that most everybody never heard of.
Just for Bodine.
The bourbon that your family never drank versus the bourbon that everybody's family has had.
Oh yeah, Hatch and Beam, yes sir.
So who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? The little obscure independent bourbon or the mega world?
Boots, that name, Jethro T. Boots, sounds familiar. So, as I said, when I saw you and David did that review.
Oh, he was very, very displeased. But anyway, so then Friday we have Fandango Friday. Any liquor or liqueur, and I've got my party bucket down to 6 bottles now. Next Wednesday, I guess I'll be alone. Maybe John will join me. Everybody else will tell me, go to hell. It's going to be natural ice. Oh boy. Then September 21st is going to be Miller Genuine Draft. I'll probably be alone again.
I think I can get that.
Then September 28th is going to be Oktoberfest beers. Any beer that you want to bring that would exemplify Oktoberfest. Oh, yes.
Well, I can get plenty. I was at the store locally here. I could get plethora.
So that's Marsden's and Fest beer.
Correct. 2 options.
And then after that, I bet is pumpkin beers in when the month of October comes.
You're right. You're right.
Oh my God.
Now, Sean, how do you score yours?
Well, I was going to say, if Bumpy has to go right now, Bumpy, you going on right now?
I got time.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
I give it a 89 out of 100. I've always enjoyed this beer. I still got another can left in there. I'm going to finish it off before I go to bed tonight. I ain't going nowhere. So this is really good. Always love and enjoy Yuengling traditional lager. Just one of the best brews out there. I think it's rated in the top 20 in terms of selling beers. Maybe if it comes out in the 20, maybe number 21. But I know it's in the top 20. I know it does very well, sales wise. Best selling beers, in the U.S. Majority of the top 20, I think like 10 of the 11 beers is all light lagers. But in any event, so I got a bunch of beers. I guess I'll show you that picture of that India Ale from Samuel Smith, Jay. I have that. And from Samuel Smith. And I got the Nitro Milk Stout, not the Imperial. I think this one's like 6.5%. This is in the green can. So I got that from Left Hand. So those are the beers I will be doing when I come back. Right now, it's a question mark for me for Fandango Friday. I'm definitely gonna bring my laptop up there. So this is a question mark. Friday is gonna be Thursday. I think all the family's gonna be gathered on Thursday, Friday. I don't know what we're doing, but if I do join you, I will have something liqueur wise for Fandango Friday, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. For that, maybe some Bumbercoot, Haitian Bumbercoot, something like that. Since I'll be in Jersey. And as far as Stout Sunday, I don't think I'll be joining you. I think I'll probably be traveling back. But so watch Jay or John and Neely if he's back hosting. Stout Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Pacific. Yes, we like to drink stouts early on a Sunday morning. So, and as far as
Joe, look at this suggestion. Should we even do this?
Hell no. I can't find that here. Thank goodness. That's an atrocity. No one should ever drink that thing again. That should be put into a crate.
I know.
With some explosives, and it says TNT dynamite. Kaboom.
Unfortunately, I can't get it. All right.
Wednesday you're doing Natural Ice. I'll definitely be joining you for that next Wednesday. I'll be back. So thank you, everybody. Bumpy, James, great seeing you guys.
Yes.
You too, Sean.
Cheers.
Now, Bumpy Road Brews.
All right. So there's a difficult scoring situation here. Just because I've been looking at like Beer Advocate and stuff and seeing where they land, because I do my scoring off of 50 points. And just doubling it up, I mean, it will work, but then you look at other scoring ratios that are apps out there and how they score them. It doesn't add up, and I don't know how they come up with their scoring system. So first off, I'm going to give this beer a 43 out of 50, which for me lands it in the very good category. I think it's nice. I think if you're thinking like pre-prohibition type beer, it's enjoyable. It's got some good flavors to it for a very low ABV lager. flavors and aromas, I should say.
So you said
Now,
86.
looking at like on Untapped, they score it like at a 3.49 out of 5. So I mean, I'm much higher than kind of where a lot of other people are. But looking at Beer Advocate, this is where it gets really confusing. They average it out at a 3.83 out of 5. But then they also do that 100 score rating. And for their 100 score rating, they give it an 87 out of 100, which if you double it up, that doesn't add up to 87. So this is where that doubling it to equal 100 doesn't make sense. I don't know how they get their scores. But based off that, I mean, I would probably be in like the low 90s off my 443. I'd probably, because that like equals up to like a 4.3. Yeah, like a 93 or something.
93. Wow.
Yeah, 93, 92, right? I'm just trying to figure out the Beer Advocate scoring because it doesn't make sense to me.
Oh yeah, none of these things make sense really when you get into it. So what's your definitive score?
I mean, based off if I was doing it on a 100 scale, yeah, I'd probably be in like the low 90s, anyways. But
well, look at that.
Even if I doubled up my 43, I mean that's still an 86, which is still they're at an 87 out of 100 on their average. So at an 86, if you double mine, 87 for them, still very good on that scale. But still, yeah, the math doesn't add up to wherever they're doing and to what I'm doing.
Look what I'm showing. 93. Do you go along with that or should I adjust it? 92.
Let's put it at a 92. Put it at a 92.
All right. B minus, but close. Okay. I mean A minus. What am I saying? I'm sorry. That's the hop slam talking.
It's been a while since I've been in school, so
yeah. No,
hey, teacher, did I pass?
Yeah, I've been
I'll have to see you next year.
I've been out of bed since 1:45 a.m. and been drinking this strong beers. All right, but
other than that, like quick shout outs or promos. I'll just do promos. We got my 50-point inspection videos. I put them out on Wednesdays and Fridays. Fridays right now are dedicated to FLX beer reviews because they sent me a beer mail. So drank through their beers and so look forward to beers that FLX sent me for 50-point inspection reviews. Live show on Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I believe right now it's Eastern Daylight Time, and then coming up in sometime in late November, I think it turns to Eastern Savings Time, whatever the heck it ends up being, Daylight Savings Time, Eastern Standard Time. There we go. Yeah. So, the show is called New Brew, though. Just bring a beer that you've never had before to join up on panel. Review your new brew. It's a 3-part show, so you got that portion. Then you got a free-for-all, kind of talk about whatever you want to, but you also probably bring up like what you're rating your beer at, just any other kind of general discussion on that. And then we have a question and answer portion, which is typically near the end of the show. Hopefully somebody throws out a question just for the panel to answer. It's nice if it's kind of beer related or at least appropriate. So that's that.
Okay. I sure hope that's backwoods. All right. Now, because there's a cigar you can buy at the grocery store called Backwoods. We're gonna assume that's what that is. All right. Thank you, Bumpy Road, and I hope you do a good job. I hope you do a good job with a lighter beer and gin. Is it going to be gin?
No, I am. It's two. It's two liquors, actually. You have to put two different liquors together, but they have to be of the same kind. So the only things I have basically that would be worth my while would be vodkas. So I'm going to do two different vodkas.
Vodka. I could join and bring in bourbon, but no, I better cool it. I better.
Yeah, I mean, I got a really nice bourbon. But the problem is I don't have any other really nice bourbons to mix it, like to do a side by side with. So it'd just be pointless.
Yeah. Now here's James.
Okay.
He is gonna round it out.
Okay. Yeah, tonight's dinner is at least a good thick 8-ounce bison burger with fresh broccoli with melted Mexican cheese, all gratin.
Nice. Nice.
Okay, now, as far as amber lagers go, not confusing them with other types of lager, I'm going to give this very impressed. I'll give it a 99% out of 100.
Wow.
Right. Shipping out of Boston, as far as amber lagers go, because it's really great. And their product line, which I had no idea was that big, impressed me a lot. Uh, I'm back in action. I'll be going live, Progressive Discussions Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Last weekend I was away for the holiday weekend. Before that, I was in YouTube prison. I don't know what the CEO looks like. I don't know if he's a pencil neck geek like StreamYard and Zuckerberg, so I can't really call him a geek. But it was over something silly, nitpicky. Anyway, regardless, I'll be going live, and it's an open topic show, as everyone knows. I noticed that some people took a liking to my wheel because they have wheels of their own now that are different. And different than the topics I have on my wheel, but they're wheels just the same, and they spin. I assume. I was talking with Ronald on Facebook Messenger, and I said, it'd be a great idea since they like the wheel. Put every beer from every single possible category on the wheel, and spin the wheel to decide what theme they're going to use on the next show. That's all. That's all. Just a suggestion. Pizza rolls. Pizza rolls are for people that eat crap. They eat garbage. I don't eat no frozen pizza, no pizza rolls, no Pizza Hut, Papa John. Well, that's another.
What if
I don't do the Papa John's or the Domino's any longer. Give me mom and pop pizza.
Yes,
What
because
about-
I get acid reflux from all kinds of garbage.
What
food.
about say like on a cracker some cheese whiz?
Cheese whiz? Cheese whiz, I will on the cracker will be quickly fed to the birds outside. Okay, the crows or the sparrows or whatever birds are nearby, they will get the whole lot of them.
Are you trying to imply that cheese whiz is not true cheese?
No, it's not. It is processed cheese like.
They
I
put
don't wanna
cheese whiz
say-
on those Philly cheesesteaks. I don't know why, but I can't do it. I gotta do sliced cheese.
I had a Philly cheesesteak with one time with provolone, another time with mozzarella, and it's a big difference when you're using real cheese. It doesn't have to be imported. There's a lot of great domestic cheese in the United States. Wisconsin, New York State, whatever, and mostly Wisconsin. But it's wonderful. The only processed cheese I would tolerate, like let's say, it wouldn't be my first choice, but if somebody put Land O'Lakes on a sandwich, I might eat the sandwich. I don't know. I still say that's kind of a
Yeah, and here's the problem with Land O'Lakes. Here's the problem with Land O'Lakes. They took the Indian girl off their label, but when they deliver their wholesale cases to the grocery store, guess who's still on the label? The Indian girl, but only in the warehouse. Only in the warehouse. Only in the warehouse. You know why? They don't want to lose their trademark. You see, if they don't use if they don't use that image, for 7 straight years, they lose the trademark, and anybody can use it. And somebody would. Somebody.
Listen, that young Indian girl, the drawing is not demeaning to Native Americans at all. She's an attractive young squaw, and I mean, there's nothing negative about it. People have to walk on eggshells today. It's ridiculous. I mean,
but they took the Indian girl off, and now it's just a lake with nobody sitting there.
Nobody by the lake. It's just a lake. Not even a fish. Not even a bass.
From that to cartoons, everything is like, oh, this is offensive. I mean, come on, guys. It's even the cartoon stuff is like, really?
Yeah, come on. I mean,
can't have Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew was
harassing women.
He was an alpha male.
That's Harvey Weinstein.
He was a Weinstein of all skunks. He was an alpha skunk that had a high libido. There's nothing wrong with Pepe Le Pew. More men should be like Pepe Le Pew. And I mean, not the stinking part, but speaking of men smelling, Ronald Theriot, I was watching an old vintage baseball game where the Philadelphia Phillies were playing in this really old stadium in the early years, the early 20th century, and they had a big banner in the over the outfield bleachers advertising Lifebuoy soap. I remember Lifebuoy soap when I was a little kid. I don't know what happened to the company, but anyway, they had an umpire shouting, "If you have BO, you're out. Lifebuoy soap." that was pretty good. Butter. Yeah. But anyway, I thought that was funny. Lifebuoy. And I knew a guy that had a really bad odor problem, and me and my buddies, we got him a case of Irish Spring soap because he was very it was really a very horrible stench of body odor. It was bad, But anyway, I think he got offended, but whatever. Too bad. So that's it. Do you want me to sign off, Ronald? Anybody?
Go ahead and do the closeout.
Yeah. Everyone, enjoy your weekend. I know this weekend is going to be a weekend of remembrance and a bit of and reflection because we're coming up on the 21st anniversary of we don't know where we were.
Oh
on September 11th. So, but also the first, so we got that. We got the first full Sunday of NFL games, and of course tomorrow night's a game. But also let's take a moment and of reflection and remembrance of that day, and never forget. So, and,
I'll do a moment of silence Sunday with a 21 bell ring. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh yeah, I remember exactly where I was, what I was
Me too.
doing. All
Me
right.
too.
Well, we'll talk. Maybe we'll talk about that one night. All right. Well, James is going to
Yeah.
close us out with a musical accompaniment. What is it? Delicious lager he's got. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to play a song that in honor of the fact that we are approaching the end of summer, and the old song is "Happy Days Are Here Again."
All right.
I love water, cool temperatures, fun holidays, beautiful foliage.
Yes.
That's foliage in French. Foliage.
Yes.
Okay, until next time. Shibe
Thanks,
Park.
everybody.
That's
Right.
it.
Shot
Shibe
Park.
Park, as opposed to the Philadelphia Athletics and Connie Mack. Oh, wait a minute.
Stadium.
Shibe Park did become Connie Mack Stadium, I think.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Closed down in 1970. All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Life Boy, you're out if you have body odor. You're out.
I remember Life Boy. All right. Y'all take care now.
Good
See
night,
y'all.
America.
Y'all
Good night.
great.
Good afternoon. Good day, America. Good day, world. Good night.
It's good for getting rid of swamp ass.